I wasn't lying when I said Damelaire had a twin, but I didn't tell you everything. His eyes met hers. You knew him before I did. What? You met me first, Amara. You just didn't know who I was. The words slid into her like ice water. He moved closer. Voice low, steady. You were part of his investigation. You helped us both once until you disappeared. Then Damelaire found you again, and by then, you didn't remember any of it. Amara staggered back, her heart pounding like a trapped bird. You're lying, she whispered, though her voice betrayed the doubt bleeding into her words. David reached into his coat again and pulled out a small photograph. The edges were worn, the colors faded by time and salt. It was her standing between two identical men, both smiling, both alive. The photo was dated 1 year before the accident. Amara stared at it numb. Her eyes darted between their faces, Damelaire's and the others, both the same. Yet something subtle set them apart. The one on her left, his hand rested on hers. Her breath hitched. That wasn't Damelaire's watch. That was David's. She felt dizzy, memories beginning to claw their way back. A storm. Screams. A fight near the lighthouse. A body falling into the sea. And her own voice shouting a name she couldn't recall. Not Damelaire. Not David, but something between them. Lightning tore across the horizon, and for a moment, everything came back in fragments. Damelaire begging her to run. David reaching for her hand. The sound of a gunshot. Then nothing. The journal slipped from her fingers. David caught it before it hit the ground, his voice low and calm. You were trying to protect him. You thought you killed me. Amara's knees gave out. She sank to the floor, trembling. No. That can't be. He crouched beside her, eyes soft. But there was something darker underneath, a grief too controlled to be honest. The truth doesn't care what we believe, he whispered. It only waits. He stood up slowly, slipping the journal back into his coat. They'll be coming soon. You need to decide which version of the past you're willing to live with. She looked up, her eyes wet, desperate. And what about you? He paused at the door. I already made my choice. Then he was gone. Amara sat there in the dim light, the echo of his footsteps swallowed by the storm. The sea thundered below, and in its roar she could almost hear a voice. Damelaire's voice calling her name through the years. She pressed a trembling hand against the cold floor, feeling the lighthouse tremble beneath her. And for the first time, she wondered if she had ever really escaped that night at all. Because somewhere deep inside her mind, a door she had kept shut for too long had begun to open. And behind it, something waited. Something that sounded like her own voice. You've been listening to Echoes with Tia. Stories of love, loss,